Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Mount and Blade Bannerlord and I'm going to be doing another guide for you today. So today I'm going to teach you how to trade for a profit. And now hopefully you already know how to do this because it's a very important feature of the game and it's pretty self-explanatory, but maybe you're new to the game or maybe you've just never dabbled in trade so you're just not familiar with it. So today I'm going to teach you, and there are three basic ways how to make a profit with the trading ability and skill in here. Two of them are passive, or at least mostly passive, and the third one is active, and we're mostly going to focus on the third way, the active way, but first I'll cover the passive ways. So if you come into the character page and go under trade, you'll notice that much like everything else, there are a bunch of skills that you can get. And now, one reason why I recommend focusing on trade until you max out the skill, even if you don't intend to do it for your whole game, is because of the final trade skill, which is everything has a price, which allows you to trade settlements when doing barter. So you can either trade settlements to people in your kingdom to make sure that they have more settlements, or you can trade other people for them. So you can go up to the leader of the Northern Empire and trade him. And if you have enough money or horses or weapons or whatever, and believe me, the price is not usually ridiculously high, you can just straight up buy their settlements off of them. I've done entire playthroughs where I did absolutely no besieging to conquer the entire world. I just bought everyone's settlements. And obviously it's a little overpowered when you do it like that, but it is a really useful skill to have. So I definitely recommend doing trade, at least to get that, because it's very useful in all playstyles. But outside of that, you basically have two different ways to go with the trade tree. You can see that I choose specific perks. If you look at the screen right now, these are the perks that I personally, for my playstyle, find to be the most useful. But basically, each decision is going to be, for the most part, a choice between making your caravans more profitable or making your shops in towns more profitable. And those are the two passive ways of generating income with the trade skill. So you can purchase shops in towns from prominent people in the town and run those shops. You can set their priority, for what they're making to try to maximize your profits. And that's personally the one that I put more attention to just because they're more stable. Caravans can be destroyed by a group of raiders or obviously anybody that you're at war with. So caravans are a little bit more chaotic. Now, mind you, it's not a choice of either or. You can do both. You can buy shops and you can set up caravans, but if you choose skills specifically for shops, you will be able to purchase more shops for one thing, and you'll be able to specialize them in a way that is much more profitable. But if you specialize in caravans with the trade skills, you'll be able to run more caravans and hire guards cheaper and, make your caravans more effective, but you can do both at all times. So those are the general things to know when we're talking about the trade skill. So when you want to do either of those things, you go into a town. It can be one you own or not. Because you can set up all of this stuff in other people's towns as well. So you don't have to wait until late in the game to start doing this stuff. And I recommend doing it early because A, you'll level up your trade skill quicker, and B, early game is when you need the most money. So you go into a town and you right there when you first enter it will have the influential people in that town available to talk to. And if you talk to them, you can, if they have a workshop in that town, it'll give you the option to buy it from them. I've already purchased the ones in this town because it's my capital. Or you can form a caravan by talking to them. And you need to have a companion to do this. So I don't have any companions in my inventory ready to do this, but we can check and see if there's one in this town. Okay, there's one called Egan Ironeye. All right, so I recruited him into my inventory, into my party, I should say, just specifically for this demonstration here. And we're going to equip him out with the best armor and weapons that we can afford or that we have available to us, just because he's going to be leading this caravan. So the better equipped he is, the less likely he is to die if you have the option to have your heroes, die turned on. And B, he'll also be able to just protect the caravan better. So now we're going to talk to that guy again, and we're going to form a caravan in this town, and you can either go for 15,000 to create a caravan, or you can say, is there a way to form a caravan that includes better troops? which makes it 22,500. I like doing this option because the price isn't a huge difference, but you do get significantly better troops for it, which keeps them a little bit safer. And then you select your companion that you want to lead it, and then boom, you formed a caravan. They will automatically trade. There's a lot of advantages to having your own caravans, one of which being, especially if you form them from your own towns, they will go around and trade and bring stuff back, which helps increase the prosperity of your town. But also the big thing is they generate a profit for you. So that is the two passive ways of doing it. You can either buy a shop, set it up in your town, and then choose what it should produce based on the resources available and the profitability there. Or you can form caravans. Those are the two passive ways. Now I'm going to show you the active way. That is how I get rich every single time I play Bannerlord, because it is ridiculously easy to exploit. So basically, you're going to want to look for rumors. And there's lots of ways to do rumors. You can find them from notables in towns, or just walking around a town. You can talk to the average citizens, and they'll give you rumors. But my favorite way is to find trade caravans, whether they're your own or someone else's, and talk to them. The reason I like their trade rumors better is they're the most accurate ones, and typically it's the fastest. You know, I'll do one trade rumor and I'll go do that one quick, and then usually right outside the towns that I'm trading in, I'll find another one. So I find that the fastest way to roll through these rumors. So I'm going to find the caravan, and we'll pick it up from there. All right, so we found a caravan, and it wasn't that far away from the town we were doing. So we'll say, I mean, you could obviously rob the caravans when you find them, or you could trade with them, but here's what we want to do. Tell me about your journeys. What news of the market? And he says, sure, I'll give you a tip. I spoke to some traders who say they just bought some hardwood from caravans at a price of 7 gold and sold it at Amatadis for 17 gold. So that's 10 gold per piece. That's not terrible. So that means we have to go to Carbanzith, and then we'll sell it at Amatadis. So now we're going to go over to Carbanzith, which is over here in the Botanian territory, and we will purchase all the hardwood they have. So they have 129 hardwood, which we'll purchase for 1,145 gold. And now we'll head over to the Imperial settlement of Amatadis, and we'll trade that hardwood. And there we'll sell it for 1,583 gold. So you see, that is the basic premise of how you make a profit trading. Now, mind you, the more of a resource you can find, the more profitable that's going to be. And there are more general things, but that's the exploit that I'll typically use, is just going back and forth. And I know that's a small amount, but the more you do this type of trade, the more likely you are to find certain ones where you do one like that, and instead of having 100 or 200 hardwood at it, it'll be for dates and they'll have 700, or it'll be for refined iron and they'll have like 10,000, and you can do that. So it just, it builds and builds and builds and builds. And then on top of that, so that's the general premise. That's it. So you can see that there's a caravan right here, and you ask for another one, and they say they just bought some hardwood from Cianon at a price of 5 and sold it at Jalmaris for 19. So we can do that again. So like I said, you just keep doing it over and over again, and that's how you do it. Another general way to do it that's a little bit less accurate but works in larger trips. So if you want to do a little bit more profit in one trip, I will do runs where I'll go down through like I'll start with the Azurai, and I'll go down to all of their towns and I'll buy all of their luxury resources, every single one they've got. And then I'll take those luxury resources up into the Sturgian territory and check each town and just find out which one has the best price for them. That's probably the larger scale way of doing it. The reason I do that is because with those two civilizations, not always, because it depends on the market, but usually you're going to find the biggest disparity between the resources that they have available. So up here, you're going to buy your clay and wood and fish and stuff like that, and that stuff is going to have a much higher price down in the Azurai territory than it does anywhere else. And down here in the Azurai territory, you're going to buy your luxury resources like dates and silk, and those are going to have a way higher price up here in the Sturgian territory. So I will do a round robin like that and just keep going back and forth and doing these big trade runs, and that way is also a way that you can make a lot of money. So as far as general tips for doing trade runs, you don't need a huge party, but you want to have at least 50 to 60 people in your party, and it's best to have cavalry because that way you can move the fastest, and that way you don't really get attacked by bandits. So it's just the way to stay safe. But also, to note, the more horses you have in your inventory, the more stuff you can carry. So it's good to always keep horses that you trade for, and also invest some of your profits in more horses so you can, carry more and more. And it also helps you move faster if you have infantry instead of cavalry in your inventory or in your party. And another just general trading tip, if you're doing combat on the way, because one thing that I like to do, especially early game, is specifically on my way on these trading trips, I will target groups of looters and raiders and stuff. I'll hunt them down, I'll kill them. It gets me more influence, more gold, more combat experience, helps me level up my troops, and you can take all of the loot they have, bring it back to towns, and smelt it down. You should always, if you're doing it for profit, you should always smelt down weapons before you sell them, because if you smelt them down into the raw materials, you get usually a lot more money for the raw materials than you would for just the weapon. There's some exceptions to that because extremely high level weapons can sell for a lot of money, but most of the stuff you loot isn't going to be in that tier. This has been how to trade for a profit. I hope all of the stuff I said in here makes sense. I could continue to keep doing trade runs and show you the profits and everything. I've already showed you the basics of it. Like I said, if you want to do big trade runs and you've already got some money to invest, then my favorite civilizations to do it with are the Aserai and the Sturgians, because you can just go around in a great big circle with them and make a big profit. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you now know how to trade for a profit. If you have any questions, I'll leave them down in the comment section. Like if you want something explained specifically about trading that maybe I didn't go in depth enough for you in this video, let me know down there. Or if there's just some other question you have about a function in this game, maybe I can make a video for it and help explain it. But that's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.